Welcome to this week's tutorial. This week we're making a simple but sweet Easter basket tag, and these sell like wild if you are looking for something that's pretty simple to make. But parents are always looking for custom things for their kids' Easter baskets, and these tags are a great seller. So we're going to actually make the bunny shape from ellipses. All right, so if you maybe have a rectangle tool or something here, just click and hold until the ellipse tool menu pops up. Select that and just kind of make a bunny ear shape. It doesn't need to be, exactly like mine. If you want yours thinner or maybe not that thick or thicker, that's fine. Just something that looks bunny shaped to you. Okay. Once you've got a size and a shape that you're comfortable with, come over to this transform panel that's right here and just rotate it 20 degrees. Okay. You can also do that through Object, Transform, Rotate if you don't have that panel set up like I do. Copy that ear. Here, let's use the selection tool. Copy the ear, paste the ear, flip the ear. All right, flip horizontally in this case. I guess vertically would probably work too. And then you can move it up till it is mostly even. I'm going to make mine purposely not even. It's like a little bit off, okay? Because I'm really bad at eyeballing things, and I would look at this and say, oh yeah, that's pretty good. It's not. So click and drag to select both of them, and you'll see that there's room at the top here, but not here. There's room at the bottom here, but not there. It's not even. Okay, so come to your Align panel and do the Vertical Align Center, or Object Align Vertical Align Center. Object Align. Okay. Once you've got that and you are happy with that, we're going to make a circle. So instead of just clicking and dragging, we're going to hold down the Shift key while we click and drag, and that way it will make a perfect circle. Okay, again, you can just eyeball this if you'd like. You can adjust it if you need to. Come up to your selection tool, and let's get this overlapping. You can mess around with it. I wouldn't overlap it that much. I would overlap it more than this. Okay, but pretty much anywhere between there and you're good. Okay, we're also going to center this, but to do that, we need to select just the ears and go to Object Group. And that way that the ears are acting as one item and the face, the head, is acting as another item. Select all of it, and this time we're going to do the horizontal align center. And you see how it's pretty close. It only moved over like a couple of pixels. Okay, so let's see here. I think I'm pretty happy with that shape. I might move it up a little more. And it can even, just to visualize, you can even put a white fill in there for a minute. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to scooch it up a little bit more. Okay, and I encourage you to play around with it until it looks right to you too. It's okay if it looks different than mine. I'm taking the fill back out, and now everything is centered, everything is where it needs to be. Come over to your Pathfinder panel and click to unite. If you don't have Pathfinder, go to Window, Pathfinder, and it'll open up the panel. All right, great bunny, love it. Now you can add all sorts of things if you want. You can use more ellipses to create a little bow tie. That was a big seller for me, and add little polka dots on it. You can add a little flower crown if you've got a botanical drawing of yours that you want to use. That's all good. I'm just going to add a name and then a hole for the string, and we'll be good to go, okay? So I'm going to add, let's make one for Freya. That's my daughter. And we're going to use Incredible Holiday font. Mostly because it's a script that's pretty thick already, and script means you're not gluing on a million letters. You're just gluing on one piece, or in my case two, because I've got the J dot. I like that size. I really like it when they kind of come off slightly, come off of the shape slightly. If you don't, or if you're engraving instead of cutting, I plan to cut. If you're engraving instead of cutting, you'll want to make this even smaller to fit nicely within the boundaries of your bunny. When you have your everything all settled how you like it, go ahead and right click, create outlines. You'll notice since this is a script font, there's a lot of overlap, and we need to Pathfinder unite this to get rid of that, or your Glowforge will cut out all those extra little pieces and it'll be a disaster. Okay, now I actually am not quite finished. You'll notice that my F is not connected, and I really would like it to be. So I'm going to Object Ungroup. I'm going to scooch that F over until it overlaps. And then I'm going to select this. I'll select that J dot, even though it's not really going to matter, and Pathfinder Unite. And now that I've done that, it's not really centered, so I'm going to Shift, click, and drag to make it a little bit bigger. Okay? Now, if you are happy with your placement, great. If you want to fully center it, you can use that same trick as before. I like how this looks, even if it's not perfect. I think it looks really nice. And let's see here. What we'll want to do from here is I'm going to copy paste it over and swap the fill and stroke so it cuts because I'm not engraving it. Now, this is an optional extra step. This is a fairly simple shape and a fairly simple placement. So if you don't want scored placement lines, don't worry about it. You don't have to do it, okay? I do because I'm really terrible at placing things, like at gluing things together without it being crooked or something. So I'm going to go Object, Path, Offset Path. I'm going to do a negative 0.04. And that is pretty small. Let's try a negative 0.03 instead for this one. Yeah, that looks great. And before I do anything else, I'm going to come on up, change it to green, change it to a stroke, copy it, and then just delete it. And then just delete that too. Then we're going to edit, paste in place. It's important that you're pasting in place. And I've got my scored lines. Now, I actually am going to take it even one step further. This is also optional. This font is already pretty thick, so I think you're going to be okay. But in case you picked a thinner font or you just want it to be a little bulkier, let's do another Object, Path, Offset Path. And this time we're going to do like a 0.01. We're just going to thicken it up a little bit. Okay? Click off of it, and you'll notice if you actually take a close look, or let's go over to the Layers panel and take a close look, that right now you've got your original shape, your new shape. Okay, so you need to get rid of the original shape there, don't you? So you can just click over here in this like strange spot next to the dot to select the right thing. You can zoom in to make sure you're getting the right one and delete the inner one. Same thing with this one, okay? You can toggle back and forth. So right now the outer, the offset, the thicker one is selected. Right now the original one is selected, and delete it. And now I've got this thicker wording here. I've got my scored backing. I've got my simple bunny shape. Oh wait, let's add the little spot for the string, because that's pretty important. It's not really an Easter basket tag if it can't hang, right? So you could do like a 0.1 by 0.1 ellipse. All right. You could do a little bit bigger if you're using thicker stuff. I like a 0.1. And then to make sure that our wording doesn't move, let's go ahead and click and drag to select the wording and the bunny, but not the circle. Go to Object Group, and now select it all, and come on over to our Properties panel and Horizontal Align Center, just to make sure that your dot is centered on your bunny. At this point, you can go ahead and save it as an SVG. I'm going to save it as an AI first because I always do that. So let's go Freya Easter Basket Tag. And then File, Save As, SVG, Save. You want SVG 1.0. You want to make sure responsiveness is off. And you're good to go. Okay? Do a final size check. Make sure that you like the size of this bunny tag. And I do. I think that's great. And you are ready to rock. If you make an Easter basket tag and take a cute picture of your kid's Easter basket with this little bunny tag, please let me know. I would love to see it. Share it with me on Instagram at The Fable Tree. If you want to learn to design more complex files than this, but starting out even simpler than this, enroll in FileMaker's Academy. It's my 5-week program. I walk you through from setting up your workspace so that it's got all the panels that I have and all the things in the right spot for you. And we start with just a simple word cutout, and we build and build and build until you can make highly complex files without any trouble. You design right alongside me. So it's project-based lessons, just like here, except that, again, you're building on previous skills. You're getting more and more complex. And at the end of FileMaker's Academy, if you make every file along with me, you're going to design your own versions. And so you'll have a portfolio of 17 or even more files by the time that you finish up. So you can open a file shop. You can keep expanding your Glowforge business, whatever you'd like. All right. You'll find the link for that in the description below. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer. See you next week.